Hey everyone, welcome back to But Why Though, and today we're reviewing Don Da Don. As always, I'm Kate, and I'm here with damn it, I gotta restart.
Did you forget my name?
Yeah, yeah.
You forgot my fucking name. I'm staying at your house, Kate. Jesus Christ. My name is on the screen.
Uh,
It is
Look,
on the screen.
I drank a lot yesterday.
I can imagine. You did a punch thing.
Okay,
Uh,
start again. Hey everybody, welcome back to But Why Though, and today But Why Though is reviewing Don Da Don. As always, I'm Kate. I'm here with Raphael. And
hello.
we're going to talk about, I think it's probably one of the most expected, like, I guess, hyped up anime of the coming season, if not of 2024 entirely. Raphael, what is your experience with Don Da Don overall?
None whatsoever. I haven't read it. I only heard great things. I know it looks weird. I think I avoided the trailers even. But everything I've heard about it sounds right up my alley. Yeah.
I think for me, I tried reading it once, but I bounced off in the first volume of the manga because there's like a sexual assault plotline to it. And I was like, oh, cool. Another shonen doing this. I don't need this in my life. I don't want to watch this. This is weird. Or I don't want to read this. This is weird. And I just stopped. And then when the anime got announced, I was seeing a whole bunch of the art from the manga. Um, and I was kind of blown away by it. Like the art is so intricate and weird and goofy and evil at the same time. And I got really intrigued. So when the anime really, or when we got screeners for the anime, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go in with an open mind. And I was pleasantly surprised. I think I'm gonna go back and read the manga now. I hear that the sexual assault stuff is only once ever, but I do
Interesting.
worry that it's still going to make people tap out of the series too early than they should. Um, so as a synopsis, I mean, it's sci-fi, the occult, and romance all rolled into one. Um, the synopsis is Don Da Don follows Momo, a high school girl from a family of spirit mediums, and her classmate Okarun, an occult freak. The two of them start talking after Momo rescues Okarun from getting bullied. However, an argument ensues between them. Momo believes in ghosts but denies aliens, and Okarun believes in aliens but denies ghosts. To make the mutual deniers believe in each other, Momo goes to an abandoned hospital known for its UFO sightings, and Okarun goes to a tunnel that is said to be haunted. In each place, they encounter overwhelming paranormal activity that transcends comprehension. Amid these precedents, Momo awakens her hidden power, and Okarun gains the power of a curse to challenge the paranormal forces. Their fateful love begins as well. Um, it's pretty absurd. The synopsis itself is absurd. Raphael, what did you like about this?
I love every single. Well, I love most of it, except for what you just alluded to, the sort of the sexual assault aspect of in the first episode. There were some weird things there, but overall, I like this a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I kind of want to go and read the manga because you can tell that Science Saru really makes these their own and really puts their
Yes.
own spin on things. But I just want to see as a contrast to see like how the art style was in the manga. Well, no, this is great. Like I think the humor is great. The blend of the horror sort of spirit stuff with the alien stuff and like the sci-fi aspect of it went surprisingly well. Even though at least in the first three episodes that are being screened in theaters. Like the aliens don't really look that much different than just a spirit. Uh, which
Yeah, they look
I do
pretty
know
much
like
like the yokai.
yeah, I mean I think like they sort of joke about it like, oh no, there's no such thing as aliens, they're just spirits that say funny stuff or whatever. But still, I think like the two leads are amazing. Mom and Okarun have a really cool dynamic. I I'm not sure yet about the romance overall that the synopsis kind of alludes to, and the first 2 episodes kind of like hint a little bit at. But I think that I don't know. It makes it will be fun. It will be fun. It looks very fun. I loved it. I don't know what else to say. I loved it.
Yeah, I think for me, what really sealed the deal was how, like, I know that everybody talks about Mappa being like some of the best animators, but I think in reality, that for me goes to Science Saru. I think all of their work from Devilman Crybaby to Japan Sings to Inua, like they have such a range of animation
Scott Pilgrim.
expertise. Yeah, and nothing, and Scott Pilgrim, yes, like nothing looks alike, and they really adapt themselves to what the story needs at any given time. And there are even moments where the animation, especially in the action sequences, which I think are really beautifully done, kind of loses a lot of the frills and gets really rudimentary in a way that I think is really, really interesting. And I really think that, like, Science Saru went off. Like, this is good. It is so good. I would have put it among there of like the top anime sequences that we have seen from any of the studios that have come out. And I think ultimately all of that works to make the setting, the atmosphere, and kind of bolster up the characters as well. I think Momo is obviously my favorite. She's a little badass. Like, she's not going to take anything from anyone. She's going to kick guys' asses, and that's really what matters. I do think that the sexual assault stuff at the very start is going to be that hard switch off point for some people. But having read the manga, it is actually handled substantially better in the anime than it was in the manga.
Interesting.
So in the manga, one of the reasons I bounced off was because it felt very fan servicey versus like
Sure.
narratively. And here, I think that they did a good job of always making it seem like a scary thing that is about to happen and never really playing it for full jokes. Like there are some moments and like some like dialogue lines that feel jokey, but Momo the entire time is terrified. And I think that there's that level makes it really interesting. And I will say, um, while the manga does feature like Okarun having to deal with his own lecherous old lady, I think that the way they balance the two, both kind of being come at in the same way in the anime, really makes it feel less gazy and more like both of these two people are doing like similar things, similar paths, having to deal with a similar element that kind of takes away some of the ick that I had from the manga itself. And I think that if you stick with it and you go into the next two episodes, which obviously if you're sitting in a movie theater, you're there for the next two episodes anyway, I think it ends up paying off. I don't know where the romance is necessarily gonna go, but I am interested because like mousy little boy loves badass girl is kind of like the dynamic that has taken media's hearts for a very long time. So I'm here for
Yeah.
it.
I think the anime handles it at least so far very much in a sort of Arnold and Helga kind of way. Like she doesn't want to
Yeah.
admit it, so she kind of bullies him like, "No,
Yes.
you're girl, get out of here." But like, but maybe. So I think at the very least it's funny. But to like the sexual, so one thing that here you talk about it, one thing that I think that the anime at least does, and I'm guessing that just in the story itself, but that at least makes it interesting in a way that the scene itself is mostly like a play on the alien abduction
Yes.
and or kind of idea like,
Hmm.
oh, he wants this. He thinks he's gonna be abducted and experimented upon.
Yeah.
But then we see this and oh no, oh, these guys are just perverts obsessed with bananas. And I love
Yes.
the way the dialogue is very, very funny. Um, so at least it walks a line and it varies on going like too much, but I think like some of it works, and what works was really well for what
Yeah.
it is. Um, I hope that's as far as it goes. But at the end, like I know like the manga author used to be an assistant to the guy who created Chainsaw Man. I kind of see some of
Oh yeah,
that like millennial
Yukinobu
humor a
Tatsu.
lot.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Yukinobu
Um,
Tatsu.
like I don't know if he's around the same age because I know the Chainsaw Man guy is like in his 30s or so.
Yeah,
I don't know
our
if he's
age.
at the same age. Yeah, our age. Yeah, don't say that. But like the humor works for me a lot. He's very more
It
like yeah, like
does.
young guy humor. Uh, so like I get it. Yeah, it does go like too hard, like too far at some points. But I see where what they're trying to do in a way.
Yeah.
Um, and to your point, like you said, I didn't read the manga, so I know how it is in the manga. But now I can imagine, like, yeah, they did their choices to make it work better in
Yeah.
animation, and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, and I think like I've started reading Dawn to Dawn again and like looking at just like the art style against the humor against the situations. It's really cool, and I think the anime really captures that. There's a type of creativity that Tatsu has with his art, and especially at the large splash pages, that I think Science Saru really captures. They do a really good job of making things feel really huge, and Momo and Akuron feel very small in like the scale of what they're dealing with. And I think that that works, especially given the age range of the kid, like their teens. And it kind of feels overwhelming at times, but they still kind of get through it. So I don't know. I feel like it's always hard to review like singular anime episodes versus like an entire season. But I think so far, like what we've been able to see is like, I think it warrants the hype and the anticipation because I think that there's a lot going on. And instead of like with something this chaotic and a cult driven sci-fi story with a romance, it could easily go into left field super quickly, but I feel like all of the elements are kind of balanced, and it's because it's balanced in the characters themselves. And I think that by doing that and having strong characters for you to either be annoyed with, because I think Okarun is so annoying, or
Oh yeah.
be in love with, and I love Momo, I think you end up being able to navigate the world with them as opposed to just kind of watching them in it. And I think that that's going to be the selling point for making everything land.
Yeah, I think like the first three episodes do a good enough job, a good job of like showing where the story is gonna go, uh, but just keeping it center of oh, it's about these two people trapped in this weird situation that they could like Momo can just leave, like she can just
Yeah.
like fuck off, but she's sticking around. Uh, and I love the dynamic between. I want to see them go off and do weird shit. I want to see these
Yes.
just like X-Files episodic, like Monster of the Week type thing with these two. Um, and I think so far the first three episodes do a good job of balancing the every self-contained sort of episodic story while building up what the rest of the season is gonna be. Now, having said that, as a theatrical experience, you are very much just seeing the first three episodes of a TV show.
Yeah. I like part of me feels I felt this with the demon slayer stuff too because it's
It's not
weird because
that.
if you read the marketing, it says it is 3 episodes of a television show or of an anime. And I'm like, "Cool. Okay, like that's good. I know what I'm going into." And be I mean, like you have looked up the page, you have read the synopsis because the way that they do represent them alone makes you think you're going in for a theatrical experience. And I do think that that is going to be it's been an interesting trend that I know anime studios are trying to capitalize on like that growing hype and growing love for it and growing acceptance in the West for it. But I don't know if it's necessary. I don't want to get too down on it because I want more ways to watch TV in a theater, and that sounds super weird. But at the same time, like I do worry about consumers coming in and feeling like they wasted their money and then them not wanting to engage with the property further. That's my worry. And that's been my worry every time that they try to do this. So I worried with the Jujutsu Kaisen just announced that they're gonna do a theatrical experience that is just the first arc of season 2. And I'm
Did they? Oh.
yes. Yeah.
Oh.
It's just hidden inventory that's gonna become a movie as a synopsis piece. Um so I don't know. I don't know where we are in anime releases right now, but I would recommend if you're watching this and you're kind of like, okay, do I spend the money? Do I go do it? I do think that the animation itself warrants being watched, and if you have the time and the money and if it happens to play near you, I can't say that it would be a bad time with some popcorn in your lap. Like I do think the animation is that good. um you're not going to get a 3-act story, but you will get 3 episodes.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So I'm of two minds. So on the one hand, like this is not like it's not only anime. Like they've done like theatrical like premieres, very limited premieres, or like big
Mm,
shows. But I think there's a difference between, oh, I'm going to see like I don't know, like the final, like even the Jujutsu Kaisen thing. At
yeah.
least like that's people who want to see other Jujutsu Kaisen fans who know the story and want to see it again with other people on the big screen. It's one
Yes.
thing to, as much as I have issues with that specific format, the Demon Slayer releases, you want to see the big finale again with people. Sure, this is the first 3 episodes. Uh,
Oh, so you're kind of
you
like, you
are
don't know if it
just,
has that same impact.
well, I am again. I'm off to my because like on the one hand, there's that like yeah, you are seeing, you're either going in because you are already looking forward to the adaptation. You just want to see it early, which is fair. There's a reason why they do anime premieres at like expos and stuff. You want to see it early, you want to see it with people.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have no idea what this is, and you're just walking in to see, oh, there's a new anime movie, and then you get 3 episodes, and you're like, well, I don't know, I thought it was going to be a movie. Then again, your mileage may vary. But having said that, I do think that, like, I don't think it works that bad as just the first 3 episodes. Um, because you do get some resolution to the first episode in the next two. You
Yes. Yeah.
see, you get teasers of what's to come, but you do get like, okay, a chapter has ended and now a new one is beginning. It's not a 3-act structure, but it's still more substance than just an extended pilot. So you won't have a bad time watching in the movies.
Yeah.
Having said that, again, it's still very much just like the first 3 episodes stitched together without the opening. Uh,
When
and
does it
movie
start
theaters are
streaming?
expensive. Sorry?
When does it start streaming? Like what's the like
That's a great
release of the
question because
season
I
itself?
tried looking it up and
Because
I
I'm
wasn't
like,
sure.
this releases what, August 28th in theaters? So how long is somebody gonna have to wait to go see episode 4?
That too.
Like that and that's my worry too, especially with the new series. Because
Yeah, in
waiting,
October. So yeah, they're gonna wait.
okay. Yeah, because like waiting 2 months to see episode 1 of like the upcoming coming like Demon Slayer season after you've seen 1 episode is fine because that's an established series that you're a part of. But like not only are they gonna have to wait to see episode 4, like okay, so you have the release date, which is assuming they're doing the standard release schedule, you're gonna have to rewatch 1, rewatch 2, rewatch 3, and then at the end, like so a whole month past the release date, then you will get to see episode 4.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They could have
So
lined that up better. They really could have worked together to line that up better.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure because apparently the theatrical release was kind of a surprise in Japan.
Mm,
Uh, so you're like GK like bringing it over, which I think again I think is great that we're
yeah.
having the same opportunities that Japanese anime
Yes.
fans get. I think it's a problem like even in Japan, like you're still like gonna watch it a
Still a
couple of
problem. You're
weeks
still
early.
waiting. Yeah, I
Uh,
think that that's like the bigger thing too. Like I have an issue with the format overall. It's
yeah, yeah,
cool because we're
yeah,
getting them now, but
yeah.
it's like, oh, but we now have to wait more too.
And again, I think, yeah, especially being the first 3 episodes of a show that nobody has seen before, or unless you're that's the thing. I would recommend it to either you know what this is and you just want to see it early,
Like you've read
or
the
if you
manga.
are willing to, yeah, if you are willing to just see some cool animation and then wait a while. If you are an extremely casual person just wandering to their local theater and saw a cool poster and you're expecting a complete movie and you have no plans to watch a TV show, you're just here for the theatrical experience. I don't know how satisfied you're going to walk out
Yeah.
of the theater afterwards.
Yeah.
You have to be committed to, you have to have already decided that you're going to watch it or that you want to be convinced to watch it later.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I think like, so outside of, I guess, negatives from like the format itself, do you have any like sharp negatives of this first 3 episodes? I don't really, other than like
No.
it's still weird that we have to watch a teenage girl
Yeah.
go through that at the beginning of the series. It's better in the anime and I got over it and I'm gonna watch more and I'm gonna go read. It's still not good.
Yeah, it's still like you have
But
to get through it. I
yeah.
think once you get through it, I don't really have any negatives. Again, I like the world. I like the mix of genres and tones.
Yes.
The characters are cool. We don't really see a lot of the like side characters or like the larger world rather than just these two guys on a mission. But I want to see more of it.
But I want more of that mission.
Yeah, I want more of that mission. Yeah.
So what would you rate these first 3 together?
Oh, especially together, I think like an 8.5. I think they
Yeah.
work well together. I think they build off of one another. Episode 2 has some great action moments, and the third episode has some great comedic moments. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually right there with you at an 8.5. Like that's I think as a whole season, it has a lot of runway to just knock everything out of the park. Like I would be very surprised if this is not the anime that everybody is talking about well into like 2025.
I hope so.
So it's good. I want Science Saru to keep getting more projects. If only they had that Oscar that they entirely deserved in I think it's 2023 when Inuit came out. It's like
Yeah.
6 different animation styles. It's great. It's also on Hulu now, so go watch that. Anyway, Raphael, where can people find you?
You can find me on the socials at Rafael Motamayor. You can find my writing on Slashfilm, IndieWire, IGN, and I have a thing on Book White about Star Wars Outlaws that you should go read whenever it goes up.
Yes, you should. And as always, I'm Omar Mithrandir on all social media. You can find all my writing on butwhythough.net, and you can read my written review of the first 3 episodes down below in the little description thingy. Dropped it there for you guys. Yeah, that's it. I have no catchy line to end Don with.
You say it, dan. It's a cool say. It's great to say. I love saying
It
that
is great
title.
to say. It's like it's an extra 0.5 into a 9 because the name is just fun to say.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah.